We've had a good chance to look at some of the talent now. If you're picking a Rugby Pod Champions Cup dream team, who are you going for, lads? Should we start in the front row? Props?
Yep, so let's remember, we're picking the Champions Cup and not the Challenge Cup. Don't be horrible, Goody, all right? Okay, don't be. I know there's a lot of rugby. I know the Challenge Cup's happening and the Drags and Newcastle are struggling. It's fine.
Hey, the fucking Drags won, mate.
Yeah, I know, but they're still struggling. No, play that well, all right? Okay, they were struggling for 70% of the game. I'm being horrible. But I was going to put players like Oxenchae, for example. I was going to put Ebenezer Beth in, but you can't because the Sharks. No. Sorry, you're not there. You're not at the top table. You're not at the top table.
Name's not down, not coming in.
Yeah, you're not. Well, the names are down if you're a Challenge Cup fan, which I'm not. I'm just top table. I just eat at the top table. You eat at the top table and the top table in itself. So loads of players you could pick around the forwards. So I mentioned Oxenchae, but he ain't going in. None of the Sharks boys, so no Ebenezer Beth either. You've got the likes of Ellis Genge. You mentioned Stephen Kitsoff at Ulster as well. But yeah, Kitsoff ain't going on. You need to keep your kit on just for now and start hosing some scrums. So if we start in that position, I'm going to go with Cyril, me old Cyril, at number one.
Yeah.
My favourite name. Yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller, he's a boy, and he's got a name like Cyril. Imagine calling your kid Cyril.
Bit different in France.
I know.
You can get away with it in France. Not in England. Cyril! No, it's like a dog's name or something, isn't it?
Yeah, like my mate's mum's called Sharon as well. Like, how can you call a kid Sharon now? You just can't, can you? So shout out to all you Sharons out there. And Cyril big shout out to you, mate. You're going in at number one.
Who's going in at number two?
I was going to go Penaud Malvaca because he was unbelievable in the World Cup, but Leinster beat La Rochelle at the weekend, and I'm going to double down. I'm going to say that the scrum's going to get better, and I've gone for Dan Sheehan. So Dan Sheehan's
better boy.
Number two, and he plays 80 minutes. Well, he didn't play 80 minutes because Kelleher comes on as well, but he can play 80 minutes. So if Sheehan's a fan, and I'm thinking about all these things. Someone who doesn't play 80 minutes, but he's going in. He's just retired from France. But he's at the Champions. Weenie Antonio.
He ain't Weenie, is he?
No, he's not Weenie. He's not Weenie. Doesn't play a full 80.
He's absolutely fucking massive, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's why. Well, you'll see where I'm going here. You'll see where I'm going with the story. He was going to retire. I was thinking there's no chance he's going anywhere near my Champions Cup team because he's on a swan song. But Northampton have been awesome this year. And Courtney Laws, he's out of contract, which means he's going to perform at the highest level he can, which is the Champions Cup. So I'm putting Courtney Laws in
the second row.
Yeah,
he won't thank you for that.
Yeah, but you'll see the back row and he'll be like, all right, it's fair enough. I'm happy to be in the second row. And poor James Ryan, he felt the grip of the hand on the big Little Willie. He felt the grip, he felt the hand. So Will Skelton's going in, but you've got Cameron Wookie, who I thought was awesome for Racing 92 at the weekend. Ty Byrne as well, big fan of his, friend of the show. But if you've got Will Skelton knocking about, he's in the second row. Him and Courtney Laws. Anyone else I've missed out, Goody?
RG Snyman, like him.
He's injured. I would have put him in, but he's injured. Back row was really hard. Few injuries at the minute. Ben Earl will be there or thereabouts. Tom Curry for sale as well, but they're injured. I've gone Kelly me old Doris. I know he wears 8, but I've gone 6. Sia Khaleesi, he wears 6, wears 7.
He can wear what he wants.
He can
wear what he wants.
And you might think, Sia Khaleesi just because he won the World Cup and because you love South Africa and because he came over to the side of the pitch and gave me a hug. It's not. I genuinely think he is one of the best players in the world in how he plays. But I did have, in brackets, a couple of Leicester lads, one that's at Quins now. Tommy Raffel, he'd be a good shout. And Will Evans at Quins. I think he's having he wouldn't be far away from England, you know. So if Ben Earl, which I think he will get right for the Six Nations, Tom Curry, if there's another injury, I reckon Will Evans is there or thereabouts.
Yeah,
as a small back row as well.
Yeah.
Number 8.
It's not hard, is it?
Well, tell me who you've gone.
I would have gone Gregory Aldreet.
See, I haven't got him. I haven't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need a monster.
Who's he gone with?
I've got a monster.
Olivon.
No.
I
wouldn't put him at 8. I put him in the back row. And he'd be a good shout as well. I like Charles Olivon. Our team.
Who's a monster?
Our team. You know that I love him.
Our team?
Leicester.
We played for Leicester. Oh, Jasper Wiese, of course.
I know. Which some people might be like, oh, yeah. This is like as in my dream pack, if I was to put that out there. Imagine how scary that looks. You've got Cyril by me old Cyril.
That is a monster pack, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got Cyril by me, old Cyril. You've got Dan Sheehan, friend of the show. You've got Weenie Antonio. You've got Courtney Laws and Big Willie, Little Willie Skelton. Caleb, me old Doris. I was going to go Lavani Boccia, but I think that he's 63 now. He's aged. Got a lot of miles on the clock. Sia Khaleesi and Jasper Visa.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That is hell of a forward pack, to be fair, James.
Goody, if we're looking at the backs, mate, who's getting the sweet pill off Jim's monster forward pack?
Surely you can't go Anton de Pollard. He's going 7s. He's turned his back on 15s.
This is the thing, though. If you've gone a monster pack, you need a backline that can rip a team to shreds. In terms of, with all the ball that they get, they are going to be hot stepping, delivering, exciting. You don't need necessarily big monsters in the backline because you've got all the monsters up front. So for me, You've
gone Craig Casey then?
No, I've not gone the smallest fella to ever play professional rugby. I have gone, of course I have, Anton Dupont. If you watched him at the weekend, I know he's going to 7s. I know he's not playing the Six Nations, but we are talking about the Investec Champions Cup dream team. And if he's not your 9, there's something wrong with you because he is ridiculously good. He does the lot. So he starts at 9. If you've got a magician at 9, you need a magician at 10. And it was down to one of 2 at the minute.
If you don't put Handre Pollard in with how he's been playing, then I would not be turning back up to that Andy Goose suite ever again. As much as we love Finn, say it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time and respect for Handre Pollard. He wore my gloves in training. He wore my gloves in training last week, but he didn't have the cojones to wear them in a game. And I spoke to him before the game. I said, "Where are the gloves?" He goes, "Brew, I cannot wear them in a game, eh?" I'm like, "Okay, so you're not going to my dream team, Handre." It was between 2 magicians because of that. The magicians were Marcus Smith or Finn Russell, but there's only one winner. He's a good friend of yours. He's a good friend of mine. Finn Russell. He's going at 10. Show. Yeah, friend of the show. Finn Russell's going at 10. On the ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-lings. The ultimate finisher at the minute, Damien Penaud. He has gone to Bordeaux and he is on fire, scoring a ridiculous amount of tries. He's on one wing. And then it was a bit of a battle on the other wing. Who do I go with? Do I go with someone like Henry Arendse? Do I go with James Lowe? Do I go with Duhan van der Merwe? Well, I can't go with Duhan van der Merwe because he ain't in the Champions Cup. So I thought, who was ridiculous this weekend? And the hot stepper himself, Kurtley Arendse, was absolutely ridiculous. So he's in it based on his footwork, how good he is. Just a classy operator because he's going to get opportunities to finish tries in the centres. Now, this was difficult. I even messaged Ollie Lawrence the other day. I said, "Mate, do you fancy playing a bit of 12? He said, no, I just want to play 13. Just want to focus on 13. But to be fair, if it's for England, he'll play anywhere. So I was stuck. Ollie Lawrence has got to go in on form. His offloading game, his tackle breaking abilities were just ridiculous. So at 13, we're going Ollie Lawrence, which leaves a bit of a hole at 12. And I'm looking around. Do you go Gail Fiku? Do you go Gary Ringrose? He's not really a 12. Robbie Henshaw. I just went for the World Cup superstar, Bundy Aki. He's going at 12 for me. So you have got a bit of grunt in the back line. You've got big Bundy Aki.
Yeah, but you're also hoping that Connacht do something, Andrew. Like, this is not just like, this is, you're looking at teams that have got to go somewhere. Otherwise, we would have went Challenge Cup if not as well, wouldn't we?
Nah, well, they're in the Champions Cup. So Bundy Aki's my 12. Or I was going to put Lavani Boccia in there, but then he played in the back row for La Rochelle. So I couldn't put him there. So I'm going Bundy Aki at 12. And then fullback to go with the wingers.
Black Inghorn.
Well, he was a thought. He was a thought, but then...
Genuinely? Were you genuinely thinking that now is at Toulouse?
No, I wasn't, no. Because you can only ever have one Scotsman in team, and that's Finn. I am going exciting fullback. He's been top of his game
100%
for the last few years. It's got to be Hugo Keenan for me.
Yeah, I would have picked him as well.
So, exciting back 3. Arendse, Damien Penaud scoring tries for fun, and Hugo Keenan. Decent centre partnership in Bundy Aki and Ollie Lawrence. Finn the Magician at 10 and Anton Dupont at 9. There's my dream team. Investec Champions Cup backline.
Yeah, you can get a better team than that.
Pod.
Rugby pod.